Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony for Anthony's Customs, and for this review we're looking at the NECA Gears of War 3 Marcus Phoenix from the exclusive 2-pack. I believe it was a Toys R Us exclusive, if memory serves. A viewer asked me to do this after seeing the trailer for the new game at E3, so I figured what the heck, let's take a look. It is a really nice figure. I love these guys. Stands about 18.5 centimeters, which puts him at about 7.25 inches, roughly, just under 7.25 inches. He comes with two accessories. We have what I think, if I remember correctly, is the Retro Lancer, which is the rifle with the bayonet on the front. Very nicely sculpted, lots of paint detail, looks really cool. And you can take the peg out, so if you don't want that there, it's not there, but you can put it on his back otherwise. And we have the regular Lancer with the handle that folds out to use the chainsaw. Of course, the peg is removable. And this one is like the special edition DLC skin. If I remember correctly, I think that's what it was. It's just supposed to look like it's glowing orange, which it kind of does. It's not so bad. So those are pretty cool, nicely done. So the figure itself, loads and loads of paint detail and sculpt detail. It's basically a complete recreation of the in-game model in plastic. Really, the only drawback on this figure is some of the articulation. Otherwise, it's incredibly well done, especially for being one of NECA's earlier, more articulated figures. They really knocked it out of the park. Just look at the amount of detail in the sculpt, in the paint. For, I think it was $20 figure, maybe up to $17 to $20 figure. Absolutely fantastic. So good. Incredibly well done. So the head is on a double ball peg, so it moves around just fine. It works really well. There's never really any gapping or anything either, so you can pose the head no problem at all. The shoulders have a butterfly joint, which actually works really well, and it's not even obvious that the butterfly joint is there. It doesn't stick out all funny like, so that's pretty good. We have a ball hinge for the shoulder itself, and then that pegs into the butterfly joint, so it moves with that, and then it pegs into the bicep. So we do get a bicep swivel, but we have a shoulder cap that's sculpted over the ball hinge. So this swivels around the ball hinge, and while it looks really good, it does make it a lot more limited. So that's one of the problems, is the shoulders and biceps don't swivel around enough to let him hold the rifles properly with both hands. You can kind of get this hand to come down, and he can kind of sort of hold it across his chest, but it just doesn't really work well for using the rifle as a rifle. Double jointed elbows, which give us 90 degrees, so that's okay. They look fine. So I mean, it's a thick figure, so getting more than 90 is not really a reasonable expectation. The hands have swivels and hinges, so that's good. The ab crunch has a hinge underneath the armor and a swivel down at the bottom, so we have a waist twist and an ab crunch essentially. The hips have a swivel to go forward and back. We have a hinge to go side to side. It's kind of like the DCUC hips, but infinitely better. They did a really good job designing these. And we also get a thigh swivel out of it. So full range of motion out of the legs, so that's really good. Much better than the earlier Gears figures, since those were a lot more static in the lower bodies at least. We have a hinge for the knee and the way that tucks in there. I love that design. I wish they would, not they, but everybody would implement a design more like that more often. I think it's really a viable solution to a lot of knee problems and other joint problems even. We also get a rotation there if we need that. And we have an ankle hinge, so we can move that foot forward and back. We have a toe hinge, and we have an ankle rocker. So really this guy is just loaded with articulation other than in the biceps and shoulders. So if you want him to hold the rifle like he's using it, that'll be a problem. But if you want a figure that looks absolutely great otherwise, this is definitely one to pick up. So I think you guys should track this down if you're a Gears fan and don't already have this. I think this is probably the best Marcus Phoenix figure there is, so you need to track it down. And then you can even see the detail on his tattoo. Looks really good. So just a really solid figure. I recommend it 100%. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can see my upcoming figure reviews, custom figures, and other good stuff. And in the meantime, keep collecting.